Hey guys, it's Monday, and we're going to talk a little NXT from last week. Now, this episode of NXT had a main event of Sami Zayn in his first televised in-ring appearance since Rival, and the absolute obliteration that he had at the hands of Kevin Owens when Owens took the NXT Championship. And he's facing off against the Man-Beast Rhino in a match that I actually have been wanting to see for quite a while. Now, this also featured the final, as far as I know, appearance of CJ Parker before he left the company, as well as the official in-ring televised debut of Dana Brooke, who we've been hearing a lot about. So let's get to this episode, shall we? So this show started out with CJ Parker against Solomon Crowe. Solomon Crowe has taken the hacker gimmick. He's kind of moved it a little bit differently, but he's very liked by the NXT crowd at Full Sail. And CJ Parker is still, even though he's gone now, he's trying to find his sea legs with the crowd response. He did get quite an awesome heel reaction at CZW Best of the Best, so he did quite well for himself too. He almost got to the finals, but didn't quite make it there. He got to the semifinals before he lost to Speedball. But I'm very behind on my CZW. I mean, I'm back in the 90s when it comes to, well, actually the early 2000s when it comes to CZW. So, yeah, that's what we've got for that. Parker's going to be an awesome heel for CZW if they really utilize him that way, as is now coined CJP. So let's pick up this match off the midway point, shall we? Parker with the leaping back senton, and he locks in the chin lock, and he eventually turns it into a sleeper hold. Crow flips him off and hits 3 straight right hands, which rocks CJ against the ropes. He's kind of basically staggering to stand up. Whip in reverse, he ducks his head, and Solomon Crowe kicks him straight in the chest, comes off the ropes, and CJ dims his running lights with a nice lariat, which spins him like a top. He nails the Harlem sidekick, or whatever you want to call it now, basically is what it is, a standing sidekick, whip kick, side scissor kick, I guess you would call it. Gets a 2 off of that. Leaping back senton, and in the most unique way I've ever seen to counter this move. Leaping back senton, and what does Crow do? He puts both feet in the lower back and presses CJP halfway across the ring. So he charges in with his vicious forearm in the corner, well, actually against the ropes, and he heads up top. He nails a very unorthodox big splash off the top on the leg of Parker, softening him up, and he locks in the stretch muffler and gets the quick submission. The match is over. He basically says, stay tuned, the real show is just going to begin, and I now return you to your regularly scheduled programming. Solomon Crowe's going places, he really is. Good final showing for CJP on NXT television. Hopefully we see him back in a big company sooner rather than later. I'd love to see what CJ Parker could do in a TNA. I think that'd be a good idea. As I choke on camera here. Baron Corbin squashes Steve Cutler. We don't need to talk about that. I've talked about Corbin squashes. He's been beaten now, so you really don't need to do the squash gimmick with him. There's really not much you can do with Baron Corbin. You have to really reboot him. Reboot him, I would think you turn him into a heel at this point. And the problem is with that, you could send him after Sami Zayn, but the problem is you got a heel champion, so if he's going to go after Kevin Owens, you got to stay a babyface. I don't know what you want to call Corbin right now. I've never been a major fan of him, but that's just me. Sami Zayn's in the back. He says a lot of people have been trying to fast-track their way to the top. Rhino's just another name on that list, and he won't let Rhino do what Kevin Owens did, obviously, obliterate him and take his championship, because he doesn't have a title anymore. So we got our tag team action yet. Next, we have Big Cass and Enzo Amore taking on the Shoot Nation. Still haven't been named on television as such. Evangelo Dawkins and Sawyer Fulton sporting the old collegiate wrestling headgear. And then Enzo and Cass have an awesome sing-along. As always, that crowd really into it. Really love Enzo and Cass. Really wanting to see them win the tag team championships, and I'm one of the people that are on that list as well. He calls himself Smack Talker Skywalker, and he says last name damn, first name I don't give a. I like that. And Big Cass basically says they're gunning for Blake and Murphy in the tag team championships, and basically calls them SAWFT. So midway through the match, Blake and Murphy come out. And you think they're going to watch the match, but no, they're talking to Carmella and they're handing her roses. And then they bomb out. So we're building to this Carmella turning on Enzo and Cass, and that's how Blue Pants is going to come in, and that's how we're going to get our 6-person tag match, which I know is going to happen. So we pick up in-ring. We have an abdominal stretch locked on by Fulton on Enzo, and Enzo uses the ropes to catapult himself over the top and floats over. He goes to make a tag. Fulton cuts him off, and Enzo nails the bareback. Yeah, I've not seen that in a long time, or the franchiser, depending on what era of wrestling you were watching when you saw that maneuver. Basically, an over-the-shoulder jawbreaker is pretty much what it is. Tags in Angelo Dawkins. Hot tag, Big Cass comes in. 2 big shoulder blocks. Niche sends Fulton off the ring apron. Side slam catches Dawkins flush. Fulton comes in. He gets a running big boot. Cass with the charging splash. East River crossing. Tags Enzo in. Rocket launcher 1, 2, 3. And Enzo and Cass win. Just short match. Okay for what it was, and it's continuing to build Enzo and Cass as legitimate contenders to Blake and Murphy. I think we see them win a non-title match to get them an official title shot if they don't run with the multiple team match to determine who the actual number 1 contenders are. I think either way it would work, and I think either way there's no way around it. Enzo and Cass are going to be the next challengers for Blake and Murphy. Alex Riley's in the back. Weird sinuses, sorry. He says he's not going away that easy, and he's going to stay around. His rage rises, of course, and he's going to be facing off against Kevin Owens. He makes his official in-ring return next week, which is something we're going to be talking about next week. And by next week, I mean 2 days from now on Wednesday on the WWE Network. So we also get a number 1 contenders match for the Women's Championship, currently held by the boss Sasha Banks. It's going to be Bayley, Charlotte, and Becky Lynch. 3-way dance to determine who's going to face off against Sasha, so that should be a fun match. So we get a debut, and a debut that we've been waiting on for quite a while. It is Blue Pants in the ring in her best X-Men cosplay, as she always is, with the awesome Big Cass performed Price is Right theme, which I love so well. Taking on Dana Brooke. My first impression of Dana Brooke, interestingly enough, she's basically NXT's answer to Taryn Terrell. That's the first thing it reminds me. It's Taryn Terrell wrapped up in a Beth Phoenix package, is the best way I could put it. She's got the bubbly attitude, but she's like really athletic, kind of like what Charlotte used to do with all the splits and the flips and everything when she first debuted with NXT. Kind of like that. I love the pink and black boots. Those are pretty awesome. Yeah, that's pretty much all I can say about that. This match was, it was a match. So Dana Brooke basically boots Blue Pants really low, and the crowd goes, ooh, and she hits a slingshot to the bottom rope. Mounted very awkward punches for 2, gets another deep cover, gets a 2 off of that, chokes her on the middle rope, and 2 forearms in the corner, and a front handspring handstand choke. Never seen that before. So Blue Pants comes back with 3 round kicks, and she gets whipped in, caught with a short arm, and Dana Brooke hits something that I know very well. It is a fireman's carry, a Michinoku driver, which any independent wrestling fan around here would know as the dead body driver, and from now on, I'm going to call that the better than you driver. So yeah, that's what I'm going to deem Dana Brooke's new finisher. This match was sloppy. Blue Pants was fine. Dana Brooke's going to have to take a long time to get started. I really hope that all the hype is not just hype and she actually is something, but don't forget Trish Stratus started and she wasn't absolutely horrible when she started, but she wasn't what she turned into. So Dana Brooke's got some time before you write her off, but right now it's not a very good start to her career. Obviously she's going to be a heel here, so we're curious to see when she faces off against people like Alexa Bliss, and obviously the matches against Bayley. That would help her become even bigger a heel than she is right now. I guess right now she's, like I said, she's one of those better than you type people. So yeah, that's why I'm calling the dead body driver the better than you driver. And shout out to my good friend the Jugulator for that maneuver. Dude, I know what it feels like to get my move stolen on national television, so it sucks, but it's awesome because you did it first and you did it better and you do it a lot better. So there you go. Shout out to the Jugulator. He's awesome. Check out his matches. Now, Let's talk main event. Sami Zayn and Rhino. Really good 12-minute match. A really good television main event. I really enjoyed it back and forth. Let's pick it up off the commercial break. So, Rhino with a rear chin lock, and Sami Zayn punches his way out, and Sami tries to fight back, and of course he gets clubbed in the back for his efforts. Whip in, charges in, and Zayn makes him beat the back elbow. He gets on the middle turnbuckle, leap to the top, and that was after Rhino charges in, he eats the big boot, springboard to the top, flying body press, 1-2, and a kick out. Sami starts punching away. Rhino sort of ducks his shots twice, ends up getting frustrated, shoves Sami to the ropes, and catches Sami off the ropes with a nice spine buster, gets a 2 off of that. So vicious punches in the corner, high velocity whip on Sami Zayn. Zayn's really good at playing the face in peril. I love this. He's very good at playing the victim. I love his come from behind. I think it works amazingly, and I think if pushed correctly, Sami Zayn could be what Daniel Bryan is now, honestly. If WWE would push him correctly, I honestly think when he gets brought up to the main roster, if it is true and Daniel Bryan's career may end up getting significantly shortened by concussion issues, and he may have to retire for whatever reason, which would really suck, this is your new Daniel Bryan. Sami Zayn is your new Daniel Bryan if you really want to push him the right way. And I know the crowd would go for him as long as the marketing got behind him. And I'm sure they would, because he can sell it without a doubt. So Rhino charges him with 3 big shoulders into the ropes and into the corner, and he gets a 2 off of that. So he shoves Sami down, and Sami's kind of like on wobbly legs right now, and Sami gets up, starts a flurry of punches, and then whips him in. He gets countered. Rhino goes for the TKO, and Sami elbows his way out and catches him with Blue Thunder, 1-2, and a kick out. Heads up top of the flying body press, gets caught, and of course it gets turned to the TKO. It does actually connect this time. 1-2, Sami Zayn kicks out. So Sami just straight slaps Rhino, and Rhino just beats him like a redheaded stepchild, literally, in the corner. He's just beating the crap out of him with rights and lefts. He goes to the middle rope, which is weird, and Sami Zayn just lights him up with a forearm, which knocks him off the top to the floor. Sami hits the tope con hilo, tosses him in, and Rhino catches him with a release belly-to-belly suplex. He's going for the gore. He misses. He heads shoulder first into the buckle. Sami charges in, haluva kick, 1-2-3, and Sami Zayn wins the main event. I really enjoyed this match a lot. I've been wanting to see this match since Rhino returned to WWE and Rhino came to NXT. I really thought this would be a match that I really would like to see. I want to see him against Sami Zayn. I want to see him against Finn Balor. I would have liked to see him against Neville, but I don't think it's going to happen now. And I'm really curious to see when the irresistible force meets the immovable object and he faces off against Kevin Owens. Now, I did say that they brought him in to be fed to Baron Corbin. That's before Corbin started losing on the regular. But then again, those are house shows. And if it was not seen on television, it didn't necessarily happen. So I think they could still go with like I can't call it the undefeated gimmick, but they can go with like the monster gimmick for Corbin, even though I talked about it in the beginning of this video, that I don't think they really need to do that anymore. I think they just need to make him into a regular guy. They can make him a monster babyface, or they can turn him heel. So with a heel champion, it's probably smart to keep him as a face or as a tweener or whatever you want to call Corbin. He's got the Barry Windham lone wolf thing going on. Yeah, I like this main event a lot. I've been wanting to see this match for a while. I don't know if they ever hooked up in the Independents. I think they probably have at least once. They've been in the same companies before, so I'm curious if they've actually ever faced off. Anybody out there, please let me know if Rhino and the former El Generico have ever faced off in the ring before this time. Good match, really enjoyable. CJ Parker, like I said, put up a great fight against Solomon Crowe, but Crowe finally debuted the stretch muffler on television and tapped him out. Big Cass and Enzo, it gets a short match to get over their offense against Shoot Nation, which still haven't been named as such on television. Dana Brooke, like I said, she's got a long way to go, and hopefully she doesn't have some roadblocks on that path. I don't know. I mean, facing off against some people that may be able to carry her to a good match. I mean, Blue Pants tried, but I mean, obviously she's only one person, and just Dana Brooke did not have a very good showing, but it's okay. It'll come with time, I'm sure. So that's your NXT recap for this week. Next week, which will be a week from today, we're going to talk about the matches that are going to be airing this Wednesday on the WWE Network. It is Kevin Owens' non-title match against Alex Riley, as well as the #1 contendership for the NXT Women's Championship currently held with the boss, Sasha Banks. It's going to be Charlotte, Bayley, and Becky Lynch. That's going to be talked about next week. And we're on the road to our next NXT TakeOver special, which is coming up very soon. So, look forward to that. And, as always, it is Monday, so Monday means tomorrow, Ashley and myself, we're going to be talking Monday Night Raw. We're going to talk WWE Raw right after Raw is over, and we'll get that video out to you guys as soon as possible. I actually stay up late to make sure it's uploaded before I go to bed, so you're welcome. And in that case, obviously, that is the go-home show for Extreme Rules. I believe we're in Texas, I'm not positive, I don't remember. Something like that. Go-home show for Extreme Rules, so obviously the pay-per-view's coming up this Sunday, so we'll be doing a pay-per-view video next week. So you're going to get a double shot of wrestling. You're going to get NXT and Extreme Rules, not together, but NXT and Extreme Rules are going to be talked about on the podcast with Ashley, so that's going to be taken care of. Tomorrow, of course, like I said, we're talking Raw. Wednesday, we got Impact Wrestling from last week, of course, talking about Tag Team Gold, the tag team title tournament, which led to an Ultimate X match to crown the new TNA World Tag Team Champions. And that's coming your way on Wednesday. Brand new Sip and Snack on Thursday. Thanks to the power of Clout and Totino's, we got a video on your hands coming your way. And, of course, I had a bonus video earlier today when we went to the Cheesecake Factory yesterday in Columbus. And tried the new pretzel-crusted chicken strips, so that video's up. It's about 2 minutes long. Hopefully you guys and girls out there watched it, and hopefully you enjoyed it. So, brand new AJ's movie reviews this week is Monkey Kingdom, Age of Adeline, and Little Boy that's coming up. And, of course, brand new Gaming with Ash segment is coming your way also on Saturday. Brand new verses on Sunday. Your cryptic comment to be announced, because I really don't know right now what's going on with that. So, that being said, as always, if you'd like to tweet me, it's at SirOwenDisney. Friend request me at Owen Disney on Facebook. Or you can send me a request at SirOwenDisney Pop for our Facebook fan page. Also, email me, SirOwenDisney@gmail.com. So, in the meantime, I want to thank you guys and girls out there for watching. And until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.